Go.
Hello, good day, good evening, wherever you are. This is the Bobbi Jo and Sheena show. Two friends, two colleagues here to just change the world one thought at a time. We are mindset coaches and we laugh because we both have our little dogs today. And I laugh that I am at 54 years old to have a little dog. But yes, her little mama died, and so hence I get a little dog. Her name is Haley. And who do we have here, Sheena?
We have me. And she's
And
14 years old. I can't believe my daughter had this dog whenever she was 10. And yeah, she's 24 now. And people can't believe, is that Minnie? She's still going. She's still going.
yes, they live
Dogs
to
are
be a
really
long
blinded.
time. I had a big dog, 90 pounds, lived to be 17 years old. So, they can live as long as they have love, right? Isn't that going to be what we're going to talk about today? As long as you have love, right? Those dogs live forever. They live, wake up and be pet and go for their walks. So, how long would you live for love?
Mm. I realize that a lot of the things that we've done before, and we look at duality and we think, but if there's love, then there must be, there must be hate, or if there's, love, that there must be fear attached to it. And what I realized was is that everything is love. Let me explain. Like, let me just explain. Like my mum. My mum was just worry, 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 worry. But why would she have been worried? But it's how she spoke to me in that worry, and sometimes it didn't seem very nice. But actually, she was coming from a place of love. She loved me so much, she worried herself sick. And when we can start to see, rather than people's behavior and go, well, they shouldn't be like that, they shouldn't be like that. Everything is driven for love. No matter what I've seen, I see the actual, the source of everything is love. Let me explain. If say you something happened to you and maybe you were attacked, like let's just really get to it. Maybe you were attacked, but let me ask you, what were the thoughts that you had in your head as you were walking along? Were you attacking yourself with those attack thoughts? Because what we have in our orbit, we will attract. This is what I really had to start to see in myself, is that I was attacking myself. But here's the thing: most of it was guilt, shame, um, and fear of guilt and shame. I mean, I was literally caught in circles no matter what I did. But then I asked myself, could somebody who didn't have good intentions, who wasn't coming from love, feel guilt? They wouldn't, would they? So
Nope.
you have to be having good intentions to be able to feel guilty, because if you didn't, otherwise you couldn't feel guilt. But even then, not feeling guilt is actually love of self. So
Yeah.
everything, no matter what it is actually the ground is love. And so that was one of the real insights, like this morning, about really seeing different layers. And actually, oh my goodness, everything is driven by love. And we can find love everywhere. So if we see something apparently horrible in the world, know that there's an equal and opposite reaction in this world anyway, never mind that. And so therefore, there has to be even more love. But we don't talk about that in the news, do we? We talk about what's apparently wrong here.
Mm-hmm.
But if we can look underneath everything, everything was actually driven. If it was driven by fear, well, it was, that fear is also driven by love of self. Otherwise, you wouldn't be afraid. Like, it's really kind of funny. Do you get what I'm saying?
Sort of. I don't, I mean, I agree, but I disagree. And that's what's great about perception. I don't feel like it's a love, hate, or fear, love. I don't feel like that. I have this great little spiritual diary that somebody gave me. This was from the Yogananda Paranda. Yogananda. Uh, oh my gosh, I can't even say his name now, so it doesn't even matter. Paramahansa Yogananda. And and one thing he says here at the very bottom is that fears, worries, discontent, and unhappiness all result from a life uncontrolled by wisdom. Again, just being reactive. And I agree with Sheena in that way, that it comes down to love and that we are one. And we have shown you that map of consciousness by David Hawkins. It was funny because recently somebody came and spoke at church, and she had the map of consciousness. She didn't pull it out or do anything with it, and I was like, "Why do you have that map right there? Like, did you see it online that I did that?" And she's like, "No, I just love this map," and I thought it was great. And again, Sheena, that's you saying it is. Love and enlightenment and joy and peace are all those high vibrations that our soul wants to be up there. It wants to vibrate at this. That's why we were given this mind, body, spirit, but we choose to not. And I think that's how this opens up with the first thing that it says for October 10th here is that millions of people live one-sided life and pass on in incompleteness, right? Incompleteness, because they're just seeing that tunnel vision. You got to open that horizon here, see the bigger picture, and know that there's enough of everything. That's when people do things out of fear. It's because you fear there's not enough. There's not enough money. There's not enough love. So ultimately, when you're feeling fear, you're feeling worry, you're feeling doubt, it's because you're lacking in the fear. You're stewing in the fear of lack. But when you have love, you know that there's enough. You don't have to sit there. When you know yourself and you know this monkey mind, drop out of it. I have a lot of people I know in my life that are, I just want to help and save everyone. And I know you always say that, just a reflection of ourselves. No one needs help or saving, Bobbi Jo. But it's hard when somebody comes over my house that they say, I've been really depressed lately and really sad. I'm not asking them to say that to me. So it's just really, they want to go pay some counselor millions of dollars. And I'm like, I can help you. Just stop going and telling the story about what it is. Like, stop. You got to just stop being what you're doing on that path. Stop your halt. Stop, shift, look the other way, and go on that path. It's a decision. It's a choice. It's the mental clarity up here that you know that you're going down that rabbit hole and to stop it. It's all love. And love
Oh yeah.
yourself for everything you do. I don't know what you're talking about, that guilt thing. I don't know. I used to have a lot of guilt in my life for being a whitewater rafting guide and being a blonde girl and living a life like, even now, I have a great life. And a lot of times I'm lucky or you're spoiled or whatever they think, but it's not. Because I feel like I'm a good person on the inside. I'm always thinking about love and how to serve and help people so wonderful things happen for me. And when I start thinking negative about someone, I stop that because I know that's not a right thing to do, to be talking shit about someone behind their back. I don't do that. If you know me, I really don't. I might why I might be feeling a nicky feeling, but I don't sit and rip on people behind their backs and stab them and say something because I know it all comes to love. And you
It
have to
all
have
comes
love
to
of
that.
self first. Love of self first. Right? Put your oxygen mask on first, people. When you love yourself first, then you can spread the love.
And it's one of the things you said there. You said about fear was more or less like lack of wisdom, and that's what it is. And it's realizing that like behind the fear there is, like, because we're not trying to get to love, we are love, and it's
Yes.
actually about stripping away all the crap and realizing that we are love. We don't have to, because even if we try to put effort into being love, we're again working against ourselves. And it's just so it's about the wisdom and the understanding. And the other thing you said something that was about reactive. And it's like if we keep reacting to life, then actually we get held into it. So whatever circumstance you're literally reacting to, by your reaction, you actually keep it in place. And you think, but I need to do something about it. But as Bobbi Jo said, it's just like, well, ask yourself, well, what do I want? I mean, it's such a simple question, but it actually has the power to stop you in the moment and then turn you and shift you in another direction. And it's like, well, what do you want? Well, think about that instead. And so that reactive, I mean, when you transcend, when you choose in the moment of the situation to not say anything and to
Hmm.
rise above it, that is the moment that you have transcended it. Now, what I've experienced is that sometimes this will keep coming for a little bit, and you just go, well, you made the move that one time, you made the move to stay above this and shut your mouth. And then it finally just goes, oh, like it lost all power the moment you decided to shut your mouth. It
Mm.
lost all power, and eventually it just goes, and you've actually transcended that, and you don't have to experience it again. And even if you did, well, sure, you'd be like, really? Yeah, whatever. And you'd walk on. And that is love of self, not reacting to crap. That's not love of self. That's ego, is
Yes.
reacting to stuff.
And you really got to ask yourself, because I know I've been there. You just want to say it. You just want to say it and feel better, but that person doesn't care. It's about you. It's about you realizing it doesn't matter, that you have to know your worth. It doesn't matter if people, we want to be right. You know, I know it's like that quote, you want to be right or you want to be happy? And I kind of found it funny when I was marrying some friends in June. I went into my friend's place, who's a counselor, and it says, do you want to be married or do you want to be right? And I laughed. You want to be in a happy marriage, you want to be right, right? It doesn't matter. That's the growth. Our soul, someone said that to me the other day. What is life about? So it's about the growth, not being set, not settling, and not being comfortably numb. What a great song by Pink Floyd. But comfortably numb is where a lot of us sit back in. But that's not what the soul's journey is here to do. It's here to grow. It's here to love. It's here to realize that we are here for one and serving for everyone. So that's. I hope everyone has a good day. That's all I got for you today. Love yourself, love others. And you'll see it's a triple effect because what you send out does come back. It has to. It's the laws of cause and effect, just like the laws of gravity. You don't have to understand them. Don't understand how this pen, those are just listening. I'm dropping a pen in the air to my other hand. Laws of gravity, laws of cause and effect. What are you sending out? And you do it because you love, not because, oh, I'm going to send out love because I want love. I'm going to send out money because I want money. You can't do it. The laws know what you're doing. They feel the vibration of the lack and the greed under there. You got to do it because you just want to, and know that life is abundant and life is always serving us and it wants to get us where we want to go. But what happens is that you're damning yourself because you're saying, oh, I want this, but I don't believe I'm worthy of it. It's like you're horseback riding and there's like a jump there, but there's like a little clause underneath, you know? You've got to really know you, the wisdom of our clarity of our brain. Wow, for not really having much to say, I said a lot. That's all.
That's it. Got nothing else to say. And for me, what is life about? Just for the
And
pure joy of it.
yep, and we do love you all. Might sound weird, but it's like, how can you have love for a stranger? That's learning compassion. It's learning love, to know the fellowship that we have with each other. Doesn't matter if I don't know your story or where you've been. I know we're all the same.
Hmm? And you're only ever experiencing yourself. So what do you want to experience today? Maybe that'll be love. Well, you give it to yourself first. Give yourself the gift of love. And perhaps then everybody you see, that's all you'll see yourself. Cheerio now.
Have a good one.